Welcome to the July 17th meeting of the Water and Wastewater Commission. I'll now call the meeting to order. Please be advised that FATV is conducting an audio and video recording of this meeting to be public broadcast. If anybody in the audience is recording, please identify yourself. Are you recording? Oh, okay. At this time, I ask that all electronic devices be placed in silent mode. And we don't have a public forum. I believe we have a presentation. So let me see. No public forum. So if you'd like to speak, Ms. Weche?
Thank you. Jacqueline Weche, I'm a Fitchburg resident. Unlike some universities and colleges, Fitchburg State does not make any payments in lieu of taxes, also known as pilot, although I did ask their new president to please do so. She wouldn't commit to anything. Another Fitchburg resident pointed out that Keene State College in New Hampshire pays $500,000 annually to support city operations. I provided you with a copy of an article on that. So it's not just private universities that do that. There are also public institutions that do. Certainly, the city of Fitchburg provides many services to Fitchburg State. The city has the power to set different rates for different users. For instance, some water and wastewater authorities offer volume discounts. But I think we should do the opposite and charge Fitchburg State more as a large user for several reasons. First, their footprint has expanded with more and more properties removed from the tax rolls just in the 27 years I have lived here. This is a problem because property taxes contribute to the indirect costs of providing water and wastewater services, such as our HR, IT, and other overhead departments. Second, instead of discounting large uses, if we charge more, we will encourage conservation, and this is better for the environment. Third, Fitchburg State has a lot of impermeable pavement that causes stormwater runoff issues, which are costly for the city to remediate. But a broad-based stormwater fee would harm struggling, marginal, small businesses. Fourth, the State University system has ample resources. For example, State University System President Meehan earns $730,000 a year, plus a housing allowance of over $60,000 a year, and has a driver and a car. Meanwhile, the average total household income in Fitchburg is $65,963, and our poverty rate is 13.9%. Therefore, I hope you will adjust your rate structure for non-tax paying large users. A nonprofit with only one building, such as a small church, arguably shouldn't face higher costs for these services, but Fitchburg State has deep pockets, and they should contribute their fair share to our city. Thank you.
Thank you. If you just hold 1 second, I think what I'd like to do is, if there's any questions on Ms. Weche's proposal, I'd like to ask them now. But I would like to keep this not on the merits of the proposal that she's coming up with, but if there's any questions that anybody has as to what she's proposing we do. At some point, what I'd like to do is, after we have clear up any questions, I'm not sure that we want to discuss the merits of the proposal until we know, which we don't know right now, whether this is legal or whether it's viable. And I think what I'd like to do is, after we have any questions, entertain a motion that we ask our legal counsel, the city solicitor, and our consultants whether or not this is something that we can consider. If it is something we consider and we choose to discuss it, I think the merits of the project would be more appropriate after we know whether it's legal to do so. Does anybody have questions for?
I don't.
Well, Jacqueline, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah. You mentioned that you had, I thought I heard you say that, are you aware? Oh, you talked about volume discounts, not.
Yeah, I'm saying we should kind of do the opposite, that those who have large uses should pay more.
And your proposal is only for Fitchburg State College and not the other nonprofits?
It should be for large nonprofits that don't pay any taxes. Now, we do have some nonprofits that do make payments in lieu of taxes, like the Fitchburg Redevelopment Authority makes payment in lieu of taxes, so they're already contributing. But Fitchburg State owns a lot of land, and you know, their idea of giving to the community is, oh, we're going to sponsor some arty event where people can draw on the sidewalk with chalk. That doesn't really help the city with its fiscal needs. And other universities do contribute. No, I mentioned Keene State, but also in, Boston and Cambridge, they get a lot of revenue from payment in lieu of taxes.
Okay, but payment in lieu of taxes, but not increase in other fees. Are you aware of any communities that charge increase in other fees instead of payment in lieu of taxes?
No, I'm not.
Okay, I don't know either.
But I do know that the mayor has been looking at bringing in a stormwater fee, and I think that could certainly be structured so that they pay more since they're not paying taxes, or they're not making payments in lieu of taxes. Basically, they're getting a free ride.
Okay. Any other questions? No. Well, thank you for bringing this up. We appreciate hearing from you. And at this point, would anybody like to make a motion that we request feedback from our city solicitor and our consultants?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll take a vote on, we will need to do this roll call since we have people remote. Nick Erickson?
Yes.
Let's see, Mike, oh no, I'm sorry, Mike's not on the, let me get this right here, sorry. We have, Colby's not here. Joe Byrne?
Yes.
Yes. George Sena?
Yes.
And I'm in favor. The motion carries. There's no opposed, I believe. Okay, thank you. The motion carries. And thank you for your presentation. Let's see. Next up is the Water Division. John, how we doing?
Pretty well. I just have a couple items. Didn't have a lot for this month, but the Boulder Drive project is moving along a bit more slowly now because we're in a tighter, more complicated area between Putnam Street and Lower Boulder. But things are progressing. They're working on replacing 2 water mains on Putnam from Main Street over to Boulder. Some of that provides fire protection to 166 Boulder Drive in that area. So that's going to be, like I said, slow going. There's a lot in the way. There's electrical conduits, gas, sewer, drain, everything's in there. So trying to find routes where pipes go, because we are installing some new pipes just to improve the water system, slow things down a bit. So we had to do some realignment down underneath the Water Street Bridge. Based on what was found in the field was different from what was on the plans, our plans, as well as Mass DOT's plans for the bridges above us. But we were able to work out everything down there with some changes in the placement of the water main that also proved to be favorable to Mass DOT's bridge project. It'll make it a little bit simpler for their relocation to accommodate the new bridge abutment. So we're moving along, and eventually that'll all be connected back in on Main Street at the end of Boulder. So we're pretty pleased with the progress to date. So next up will be the Main Street is going out to bid, that project within the next couple of weeks. So we're anxious to get that underway as well in the coming months. So that'll just be a little bit of work as far as valves and things like that. But then next year it'll start as early as possible in the spring so we can get it completed fully within the next calendar year, 2025. So I don't know if anybody has any questions on either of those projects, but like I said, Boulder's been moving along. It's going to go a little more slowly now, but everything's pretty much on schedule otherwise.
Any questions for John?
No.
No. Okay, we're good. I'm sorry, Mark, before we get started, I forgot, we did send out the minutes to the last meeting. Has everybody had a chance to review them? I'll accept the motion to approve.
So moved.
Second?
Aye.
Okay. All those let's see, I'm sorry. Joe Byrne?
Aye.
George Sena?
Aye.
Nick Erickson?
Aye.
Motion is approved. Mark, you're up.
Well,
One other thing I had.
look at PFAS for John.
What's that?
John said
Oh,
one
I'm
more
sorry,
thing.
John, I didn't, I thought you were done. Sorry about that.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, we did another round of sampling. I would hope to have them at the last meeting, but they weren't available. We did get the results back, and we are below the new proposed limits by EPA with the current round of sampling. So for the most part, with all the sampling we've done in the past few years, it's been under what, not only the Mass DEP standards, but also the new stricter EPA standards that have been come into effect in 5 years. So we're happy with those results. One thing we need to look at is just, we have sample taps that connect into the transmission main as it enters the distribution system. Even, maybe some Teflon pipe or pipe sealant that can have PFAS in it that may, contribute to our seeing some in there. So we've been looking at collecting different locations, closer to the transmission main and not collecting it as it goes through a sample tap further through piping. So, that's one of the problem with PFAS is that it can be pretty much in any plumbing systems within a house or within our treatment plant as well. And it may not be actually be in the water supply itself per se. It may be in something where we're sampling from just because that small piping is sealed with, Teflon tape or something like that. So it's something we need to keep an eye out on, is that we're not getting, results that are skewed by that. So, but yeah, we're happy to see it below the limits at both plants. So we'll continue to sample quarterly as required. And, if anything changes, I'll let you know. But I just wanted to report those results. And if anybody has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Thank you, John. Any other questions for John?
No question.
All set with BSAS? Okay, Mark, now you're up.
Oh, I'm up. I'm going to start off with CSO's updates. And the first one is the current project that we're doing, the CSO 10, which is in the upper Main Street.
Vinnie Hogan.
Currently, we're 61% completed as of July 1st. We're scheduled to be done this project by December of this year. Right now, we're continuing new sewer and drain installation on School, Arlington, Bond, and Prince Streets. That'll be continuing for the next few weeks. An update on the paving schedule for that project. We're going to be paving Caldwell Place, Park Street, Chestnut Street from Main to Goddard, Lower Bond Street, and the entire of Goddard Street. Now, these will be paved in the next couple of months, and the remaining roads that have been effective with this project will tackle in the spring when the project is complete. The next big CSO project that we have is CSO 32. Now, that's going to, the bids closed on it last July 11th, last week. GVC Construction is the apparent low bidder. They came in at $22.759 million, which is under what our estimate was by a few million, so that was good to hear. We are currently completing the bid tabulation, reviewing the bids, and plan to have a formal recommendation going out very soon on that. So that project will schedule to begin next construction season next spring, and that'll be taking care of all of the rest of the upper Main Street and the mechanic, that street over there, and over by the Fitchburg Art Museum, that whole area. So this is going to be a big project that's going to affect downtown because we have a lot going on during that time. So those are the two big CSOs that will be taking up a lot of our time for the next 2 or 3 years. Okay.
Questions? Mark, I have a question for you. I heard from the owners of Dunkin' Donuts. You probably did too. I'm just wondering, if I remember correctly, when we were doing work at the other end of Main Street, the contractor provided signage. I think it was Slattery's that was concerned.
Yeah.
And I know if you really wanted to get to Dunkin' Donuts, you can come down and after Devonis and go around.
This is due to the bridge being closed. That project is the DOT, Mass DOT is doing the bridge replacement.
It's Mass DOT.
Yes, Mass DOT.
Okay,
but I don't know, Nick, could we ask them to put signage there like we did with the CSO project?
So we're actually talking to the Dunkin' Donuts folks. I I believe it's scheduled for the 22nd, and they've expressed concerns about access to their business and how it's hurting their sales. So we actually have had some discussions with Mass DOT to have the contractor improve some signage there to indicate that Circle Street should be used for accessing River Street businesses. So they were more than happy to oblige with having the contractor do that. They don't want to get into making business-specific signs. So like that sign that we had for the Polito project that we had on River Street that said open to Dunks, for example, isn't something that they'll do, but they will provide some signage indicating that all businesses on River Street are open during construction. So that's one of the steps that they're taking. And we're planning to meet with Mass DOT, Dunkin' Donuts, and then Public Safety, DPW, and the Mayor's Office next week, like I mentioned.
Thanks, Nick.
I have a question.
Got a question, Joe?
Yes.
On the bridge that's going to be taken down and a new one put up,
On River
are they
Street?
going to keep it open, at least one lane open?
Yes, it's open right now. River Street Bridge is open one way to the city.
It's never going to be closed to down?
That's what they tell us.
Okay.
Yep. So right now, you can go Circle Street to go to West Fitchburg, and if you're coming east, you can cross over River Street to come back.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
The next item I have is staffing update. Seems to be a topic every month. Senior operators, we are fully staffed with senior operators, but we still have 2 out on family medical leave. So it is still being a burden to some of the operators working overtime, but we're hoping to get at least one of them back within the next couple of weeks. And the other one is scheduled to be back at the end of August. So once that happens, the overtime that's been hitting us so hard will stop. Also, the superintendent position is still vacant, so I'm still doing those duties also. We're hoping to fill that soon. Can't come soon enough in my eyes, but things take time. And the future plans for the automation study, this will help resolve some of these issues too. So starting August 1st, we have a kickoff meeting. We're going to look to see what it's going to take to automate a lot of the facility so we can not staff it at nighttime. Right now, it's staffed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If we can get away from that, it'll lower the staffing levels, and it'll help out us at this time due to the hardship. It's becoming to find qualified operators. There's just not people out there taking the exams anymore. So if we can get this automation up and running, this will be a big benefit to us. And the last item I have is our new NEPTES permit. The last NEPTES permit we had, they gave it to us in 2010, and we just got a new one. So it took effect July 1st of this year. Not many changes that we see other than a huge increase in testing. So, especially with PFAS. I know John talks about PFAS a lot. Well, it's hitting us too. The increase in cost is, right now, it's about $10,000 just in the tests. A lot of these tests are for the industrial users that we have in the city. What I would like to do is look at possibly charging the industrial users for the cost of these additional tests. I don't think it's right that the taxpayers or the ratepayers in the city cover these costs. So that's something I'm going to be looking at in the next few weeks to see how we can handle these costs. Other than that, everything's going good. The plant's doing well. We're meeting the new discharge limits, and we'll see how it goes. That's all I got.
Good. Any other questions, Mark? Go ahead.
On your staffing problems that you have at the plant,
Yep.
now you said that you are going to get some relief from that by, explain it to me again. How do you get the relief on not having the third shift?
Well, right now it requires 5 senior operators to be on staff. Now, a senior operator is the highest license. They have at least a grade 6. What we require is a grade 7. So if they have a grade 6, they can come in and then they can spend it, get the time, the time would be required to be a grade 6 to get the grade 7. You have to work in the field for so long to get the grade 7. We require at least a grade 6. There's very little grade 6 operators out there. And that is the one position we have to have at the plant 24 hours a day. So there has to be at least one person there with a grade 6 or higher
Okay.
all the time. So if I'm there, I can cover it during emergencies, but on the off hours, there has to be at least one grade 6 operator. Right now, we only have 3, so they're pulling all the shifts between them 3. And now 3 shifts a day for 7 days a week, it's a lot of shifts.
Yes.
If we can limit them to, say, do away with the 3rd shift on the weekdays and weekend
My
nights.
question is, how do you go about getting rid of the, or getting approved?
Well, we
get
have
that
to,
3rd shift?
once we do a study, we got to find out what it's going to take to automate the plant. So we have to get everything on an alarm system. Everything that could possibly go wrong would have to be alarmed.
Okay.
So it can reach out to somebody. Then we have to go to the Mass DEP, give them the proposal, what we have, and they have to approve it.
And where are we on this?
We're just in the beginning study stage. So starting August 1st, we have a kickoff meeting to do the study to see what it's going to take to automate. And once they come back with the study, hopefully it's not a big cost to do the automation. A lot of the things there now are already alarmed, so I'm hoping that it doesn't take much more to automate, complete the full facility. But we'll find out during this study.
And that study's going to commence on August 1st.
Yep, that's when we have the kickoff meeting. And if it's feasible, then we can look to see how much it's going to cost and then hopefully implement it. So if we get the approval from the DEP, they have to sign off on it.
Thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions for Mark? If not, is there any other business that needs to be come before us? Okay, the next meeting of the Wastewater Commission will be September 18th, although we may need a discussion because I know I'm out of the country, and I think, George, you said you're on vacation. The September 18th, is that?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
No, I am.
Last month.
Oh, you are, Mark is, okay. So we may need a discussion, but,
Yeah.
and we don't meet in August.
Correct.
The last week I'm on vacation of September.
Okay. So the meeting is supposed to be the 18th.
But I could do remote probably that
Okay.
week, if had be.
Okay. There's no further business. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
We are adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.